guys competed, especially defensively.
No, they did good. We made strides today. What you have, again, you know, we get a lead and a guy has a shot, and because he hasn't made one, he drives it out of bounds baseline. We have a wide open shot. Guys like Wenyon, who I think are pretty good shooters, don't make a shot, layup. Well, he made some dunks. Not a jump shot, not a three, not a free throw. And we have our chance to win the game. I mean, we make some dumb, inexperienced plays down the stretch. We made strides. I kind of like that smaller team, and they're not small. I mean, 6'9", 6'9", 6'9", 6'9", maybe. I kind of like that team in there. You know, you hold this team to 36% and 29 from the three when they're shooting 50 and 45, and you out-rebound them on their court. Only have 6 turnovers the second half, which is about that number. But again, Heron left on the same guy. And the guys, they score 8 straight points on and then we miss all these shots. You know, I feel for him. And poor Hami. I mean, he's making strides and getting better. He needed that 3 to drop. And that thing went da-da-da-da-da-da. We would have been up 7, and it just didn't go. I mean, I don't know what, you know, I feel bad for him. I told him, you just keep working, man. But he looked rattled out there, and I just said, we got to win the game. So, you know, you got to worry about egos later when you're just trying to win a game. Auburn, you know, a terrific team. They fight, they scramble, they come up with balls, and if you give them a chance to make threes, they make them. And in the first half, I lost my mind. We came into the game, guard to 3, and we're not fouling. They had 31 points out of 30, whatever they had at halftime, from the line and from the 3. And I look at my team, did anybody listening to me on this? And we went in and they threw out for 3. I mean, we did well for a while, but we'll, you know, look, we just come back. We got another tough game. We got Alabama, who's like on a win streak and beating everybody's brains in, and now you got them. The league is not what it's been, and now you have no room. We don't have any room for error. And as a coach, I got to keep them going and just get to work and say, how do we get better and what do we do to try to turn this around? And good news is I've done this for 30 years. Haven't had one of these in a while. It's probably good for the soul. I wish it was good for someone else's soul, not mine. But
John, with 4 straight losses, is there any concern at this point about making the tournament?
Oh, I got one thought. Let's just try to win the next game. Just win a game. I really believe if we win a game, we'll get going. I mean, I've had teams in this kind of mode that we're in, but the league was different, that we could go get a league game somewhere and we knew, okay, finally. Well, guess what? Did Vanderbilt win tonight? I mean, there's none here. There are no, you better come and play. And the other thing is, everybody gives us their best shot. There's no one that's going to not play against Kentucky, especially if they think they get a chance to beat you for the first time in 6 years. Now, all of a sudden, it's, you know.
What's your biggest issue? What do you want to see out of this team?
We fought today, so well, let me say this. They had 3 loose balls in the first half that we didn't get, and they were in our hands that they threw out for 3s. You're not going to win. There were some plays down the stretch. Again, our ball, they're coming up with them. But we fought today. I thought we did. You know, I watched the tape. You know, we did some good stuff. We're trying to figure out again how we need to play. I like, you know, where we have a different kind of team in there and how we're playing. I think we're getting closer. You know, we'll just see.
With 8 minutes to go, their best 3-point shooters hadn't even attempted a 3-point shot in the second half. Then Brown hits a couple. Did you lose him at some point there in the final?
I have to watch the tape. I don't know. I mean, I think at one point we left the corner, just ran to the basket. He's standing there in front of their bench. That zone, that forward, I believe it was Wenyon. I don't know who it was, but someone should have been near him. And we guarded him pretty good. We know how good he is.
You dominated the paint more than any team against them. The disparity of 16 points, the biggest of the season. As much as that was, do you feel like you used your advantage as much as you'd like to?
We missed some right there, too. I mean, we missed the 1-footer. I mean, it was a 4-point game. It wasn't like 9, it was 4. Make that, it's 2, let's see what happens. We missed it. So we did do some good stuff, but we did miss it. And one of our things was that, you know, we should be able to get these guys near that rim. Well, I was telling them, don't turn it over, shoot it, and let us try to rebound it. But they do a good job. I mean, they front and they jam you, and you know, they did it to us.
John, how much improvement do you see, or how do you judge the late game situation now as opposed to a month ago?
Again, late game situation, you got to do what the team needs you to do. If they need you to shoot the ball, you need to shoot it. Wenyon took all open shots. They were wide open. Just didn't make any. I mean, but he had to shoot that. If he walked or did something else, I would have lost my mind. I mean, he shot him and missed him. Well, hopefully next game, you know, get in the gym, spend some time at night or in the morning, build your own confidence and go from there.
John, what did Sasha play tonight?
I told him prior to the game I'd probably go small. So I told him prior, and I said, Nick, you and Sasha, I'm just going to tell you right now, if I think we're better playing a smaller lineup, because, you know, they're not the physical, like what Texas A&M is physical. So those two guys being in there really bothered these guys. Those two are not that way. So now all of a sudden their physique, Auburn's, the way they play against those two, I didn't like that. But I like PJ and I like Jared.
A couple more guys.
Is the way Jared played tonight, is that the way you want him to be?
Yes. Yep.
You seem pretty composed through this losing streak. Is it?
I'm old.
Is it because
I've been
you
through
saw
just about everything? So I just say I'm not fazed by it. I'm not cracking. I'm not. Here's when you say that, this isn't about me. Okay. This season is not going to change anything about me. But my concern is I got a bunch of young kids that at times don't listen, they don't trust. And I told them last night, I failed them. I haven't built enough trust where when I talk to them, I'm going to do what this man says. They're not that. I don't know if it's outside stuff, but I told them I failed them. But they've also failed each other because they don't play for each other. They play like, again, a guy gets 8 straight points scored on him. Do you really want to win? If you want to win, that's just not happening, but you're not concerned about that. You're how you're playing. We have to get by it. But I'll say it again. My concern are these kids. And I'm not worried about record, my whatever you want to say. I'm old now. I'm like, we get on a run, and we go to the Final Four this year. Doesn't change me, but I'll tell you what, it helps these kids. We go the wrong way and we don't get it going, it's affecting these kids. I am fine, which is why, again, there are some ways that I failed these guys, and there are some ways they failed each other. And all that comes back to trust and being together and knowing, you know, that this is about them. I don't do this. It's not about me. I don't want it to be about me. I've had enough stuff written and said, most of it bad, about me, so I don't need any more. I'm good. Let me go on and just try to help these kids.
You see a Final Four run possible?
Yeah, I do. I do. You saw that team out there. If that's a #1 seed and we're on their court and we got a 4 or 6 point lead with a chance, but everybody's got to play for us. And again, the other thing, you got to make some shots. You can't. This is a game of basketball. When you're wide open, if you don't think you can make a 3, make a 2. We just got to do that. Thanks, guys.